show is in honor of, and today we got like a super special show for you. Now, we always say at the beginning of the show, this show is for veterans, this show is for veterans' families, and for the general public information. But today, particularly, this show is for veterans. If you're a veteran in your family and he needs help with the VA, and if he needs guidance, or if he's not even in the VA and he should be, these are the guys that you need to talk to, because I have never met such a dynamic team of guys, and they know how to work. They know the system, they know how to work. So believe me, and if you have a veteran that's in California or Nebraska or something, you just tell them to go on YouTube and look at this show, and they're going to get more information than they could ever get by going on a phone. So, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you co-host Paul Dietrich, as always. Okay, Sammy Cotes and Tony C. You guys are great, and I want to thank you for being here today. Thank you. We're going to talk about the VA and what you need to know and what you need to do to have the VA work for you. So, Paul?
Can you give us a little, where did you serve, your name, how to get in contact with you, things like that, and who you're working for right now?
Sure. You want to go first?
You go first.
Okay. So, well, first and foremost, on behalf of Governor Cuomo and the New York State Division of Veteran Services, we want to wish everybody out there Happy New Year. So my name is Tony Say. I serve in the United States Navy Seabee.
Yay!
That's right. Hoorah! Hoorah! Can do. I'm a OEF veteran, Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom. And that's pretty much all I'm going to say. My office is actually in Staten Island. And you can reach me at 718-447-8787.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about what your actual job is.
Sure. So my role is called the Veteran Benefit Advisor. So I help veterans and their family members navigating, educating, and more importantly, processing their benefits, right? Their VA benefits. And I'm also your advocate. So, I like to keep things very simple. I'm just your advocate. I'm your advocate. I'm your battle buddy, what we used to do in the military. You have any questions, please feel free and contact me.
Okay. Sammy, how about yourself?
Well, my name is Samuel B. Cotes Jr., 34-year retiree, 5 years the Army National Guard, 15 Army Reserves, 14 Air Force Reserves. I've been around the world and back. I work for the VA, for the Staten Island Vet Center. My main job is combat mental health. So if you served in combat, I will be the guy that will convince you to come in to talk about readjustment counseling, marriage counseling. God forbid you had a family that passed away that was in the military. We do bereavement. I am the guy that will help you to try and guide you to come in to get your mental health better. On the flip side of my job, I help all veterans. If a veteran has a question about school, work, VA, I will guide them to what they got to do and how to get there and to get their things. Not all veterans qualify for services. I try to see if we can make them qualify. I also help them. We get a lot of, I dealt with a lot of veterans that got dishonorable discharge. I help them fix their dishonorable discharge. It's a tedious task. It takes time, but it could be done. So my job is to help the families and the vets.
Okay. Yeah. How would they get in contact with you, Sam?
You can reach me at the Staten Island Vet Center at 718-816-4499, and that's the way you can reach out to me.
Okay. Very good. The estimation, I'm going to ask both of you the same question. The average vet that's out there, how little or how much does he know about the VA?
Yeah. So, well, that's a very quick question, Ed. The answer is because my region is Staten Island and portions of Brooklyn. A lot of veterans that come to my door and their family members have very little knowledge about their benefits. So, the way I like to explain it is that benefits comes in different flavors, right? And what does that really mean? Just because you're a veteran, there is what we call a city level benefits, right? Very local benefits, right? So we're New York City, so you have the New York City benefits. Then you have state benefits. At the very top of the sundae, you have the federal benefits, which is the veteran benefits. And again, just those three layers in itself is very complicated. So most veterans won't even know.
Right.
Yes.
On the other hand, all I hear is myth. Every veteran has a story. Every veteran knows somebody, but not every veteran is the same. So for my job is I always tell them, I want to hear about your experience. I want to hear about you, not about your friend, your cousin.
Exactly.
I want to know about you because every veteran is different. At the same time, when I say myth, everybody has a hearsay. I heard the VA. I heard about this. I don't like that I heard because it gets me upset because we could hear stories since we were kids. Do we really believe it? So my goal is give you the factual information. Recently, I had a VA veteran ask me about eye vision. I did not know about eye vision. He wanted it in writing. I found out the information, gave him the book in writing where it says that he could use eye care. So it's mostly about that I get is myths, but not everybody really knows everything. You got to ask the right question to find the right answer.
Is there any such thing as it's too late?
No. As a matter of fact, a few months ago, I helped a World War II veteran, right, with the benefits. I can't say his name because of confidentiality, but he's a 90-something-year-old veteran, and the first time came to my door, right? Helped him out, took some time, understand. So the way I like to conduct business, because I'm a veteran, and if you're sitting in front of me, you are a veteran or family member. I need to know a little bit more about you, because most, like to your point earlier, most veterans either don't want to remember or don't know, or maybe they have forgotten because it's been so long.
The Vietnam era guys are
Correct.
great for. I mean, I was Vietnam era, and when I got out of the service, I was fortunate I became a police officer in a matter of weeks. Okay, and the last thing I wanted to hear about was VA. I denied even having served or being a veteran back then because of the public
Negativity.
the negativity
Yeah.
and the media negativity. I blame the media on the public. The public at that time just believed what they read in the paper, and
But truthfully, there is a time limit. Reason I say there's a time limit, I have met a lot of wives, spouses, children that veterans passed away and never used our services. So there is a time limit, death. I have Vietnam vets that never wanted to come to a vet center, didn't want to deal with the VA. I'm happy to say that I got a few of them in the VA system. I got a few of them coming to the Staten Island Vet Center. There is a time limit because if you don't think about yourself, think about your family also. There are benefits that could go extended to them. So I do say there's a time limit because we got to get it now. You can't wait until you're gone, because when you're gone, it's gone with you.
yeah.
Yes.
It's very important. You talk about the family, the family benefits that they're missing out on. Can you give us a quick synopsis?
Example, for the VA, if you're VA connected, this service connected, you're 100% disabled veteran, your wife, your spouse, or you have any special need children that was born, they're covered on the CHAMP VA. Also, a lot of veterans don't know all their benefits. I have a 20-year vet that retired that didn't know that he had TRICARE. If you're a retired military member, which means 20 years, 15 years, you get something called TRICARE for life once you pass 60. You're covered by the government. You also, if your options to have VA disability, you're covered by the VA and TRICARE. So you actually get two doctors in one. So if you think about it, the families, we also have your spouse. Let's say, God forbid, a veteran's spouse dies. If she still has all his paperwork, the city and state levels, let's say you live in Albany, you get property tax credit. If you live in the city, you get city property tax credit for being a veteran. This is not an addition. This is an actual extension. You could get other benefits and this. And it's not based on income. It's based on being a veteran. During a war era.
That's very important. Based on being a veteran, and you should remember those words. It's not based on income, and there's some people out there who are doing well, and they You know, I'm making enough money, I don't need. But the fact that it's based on being a veteran and it applies to your family, it's just so important, not to be overlooked.
And the other thing I've seen is there's so many veterans that I've talked to for whatever reasons, not only the Vietnam era, but the World War II era, Korean War era, that never went to the VA. Maybe they had a good job, maybe they had benefits there, but never went. And then as they get older, their needs change, and maybe they do need the help, and then it's a much more difficult situation to get them in. I used to tell all of my soldiers, I commanded a brigade, so I had 1,500 soldiers in my brigade, and almost every one of them got mobilized to go to Iraq or Afghanistan. I used to tell them, when you get back, you are on terminal leave, you're still on active duty, immediately go to the VA, get examined, because whatever they find wrong with you, they have to fix. Then you're in the system. You're there for the rest of your life in the system, whether you go back to the VA routinely or not. My recommendation to them was go. But this is the type of advice. A lot of these kids, my kids were 20 years old. I'm never going to need that. Go. It's important for you to get into the system and get the examination so that you know what your situation is going forward.
The important thing here is the system in itself has changed so drastically. If you went into the system in 1958, it was lousy. Okay? If you go in the system today, there's so many changes, so many different things that are going on that it works for you on your behalf if you use it.
Yeah. So if I can add something, because this is something.
Please.
So this is something that's really close to my heart, because when I first got out of the service, I didn't know what were my benefits. Because I
do a very lousy job telling you about it too.
Because I got discharged in Afghanistan, right? Literally just waiting for C-130.
Right.
You know, and I'll be, hopefully the equipment wasn't before me, right?
Yeah.
And before the line. But again, and this is what I want to tell to the audience, right? That there are resources out there, right? You just gotta, take that, not necessarily leap of faith, right? But just do it, right? Because us military folks and the veterans, we used to hard work, right? Just go visit your local American Legion or your VFW or your local vet center or even your local VSO, veteran service officer like myself, right? And just start asking questions. Start from there.
But I'm gonna say a little different. I just recently retired from the military. We had to do this class for retirement. There were supposed to be 55 people in this class. There was only 20. I'm gonna be honest with you. The information is there. Is that us veterans, we don't want to be stigmatized. We're going to VA. We don't want to be, I don't want to do that TAP class. Truthfully, these classes help us learn what we got to do. As I'm going forward, and I've been doing my job for 3 years, a lot of vets don't know the information because they weren't looking for it. They just want to get out the military and live their life.
Exactly.
Yep.
Right.
And the problem is that, let's look at all our benefits. Example, in New York City alone, if you get out of military right now, from active duty, you're looking at unemployment benefits because you just got out of military. You could go to school and get compensated. So if you did 4 years active, you got 36 months to go to school for free and got compensated, so you don't really have to work. Recently, I got a lot of vets that don't know about the post 9/11, that don't know about the medical benefits. If you're a veteran that have been deployed as a reservist and you come back home, you get 5 free years of medical services from the VA automatic, regardless of how much you make. So there's a lot of things veterans don't know because they don't want to look for it. But these are advantages that one of my jobs is to let them know and to wake them up and let them know about all their benefits.
Yeah. Other than that, there'll be one of those guys 20 years from now saying, gee, I didn't know that. I could have had that all these years.
Yeah. So and then also to your point, right? Benefits is not automatic, right? So benefits, you have to apply for them, right? So I'm gonna debunk a myth, right? 2 myths right now, right? Number one, do you have to be a combat veteran to receive VA benefits?
No.
Right? You don't have to.
No.
Right? You don't have to. Right? As long as you serve in active duty, right? That's just the prerequisite. And the other one, you just got to keep on pursuing, right? This is a uphill battle, I usually tell folks, but it doesn't have to be uphill by yourself, right? So the beauty about having both, I've been working with Sam for a while, is this partnership, right? You don't have to go up the hill by yourself, right? We're here for you, right? We are your advocates.
Well, I've seen you at work, and you're like the Batman and Robin of the VA.
I'm Batman.
Thank you.
I'm gonna give you another example. In Staten Island, we have a problem with veterans, and not homeless, but they're getting older and their wives are passing away or their husbands passed away. They don't know where to go. We have 5 veteran state homes, nursing homes for veterans and their spouses. The problem is that they don't want to leave Staten Island. They don't want to leave Brooklyn. They don't want to leave Manhattan. Yes, we do have a state home for nursing home in St. Albans and 4 other ones upstate. But the problem is that sometimes we need to change.
Right.
I mean, if you can afford a $9,000 nursing home, go ahead. But if you can't afford that, you have other options.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
And it's important. If you're watching this program right now, and you've got dad is a veteran and mom just passed away, and
Or vice versa.
or vice versa, you're in a position where you can help them by getting into the VA programs like this. And like you said, if you've got these nursing homes that are for vets, which is ideal. It's it's a plus situation, and sometimes takes the burden of being a homeowner off their back and gives them a chance to work things out with other benefits.
A couple of other items that I just want to bring up here. There's no charge to you.
Yes.
Or
It's
the
all free.
family.
It's all free.
This is free.
Mm-hmm.
They are there to help you. That is their job. That is why they're there, to help you, help your family get through the process, get the benefits that you earned, because folks, we earned them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important to know that. The second item is, I got it back. They're here physically on Staten Island.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to wait for someone to come here. Many of us have seen advertisements for various services on television or wherever. We'll help you get your benefits. Yeah, and they also take a fee for that.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them, the fee is whatever the back pay is,
Yeah.
which can be significant. In my case, my claim, when it went through, was 14 months to process. So it would have been 14 months of my disability payment that would have gone to those that helped me. They're doing it for free. They're doing it there to help you because they're your brothers helping out.
And
That's
they have the
important.
inside track.
And
They know who to talk to, and they know where to go with specific problems. If you go to an outside agency that's taking your money for this,
they're outside.
They don't know where to start from.
Yeah.
Can you give us any examples of some of the types of cases that you see here, particularly in Staten Island?
Yeah. So to all these Staten Island veterans, my cases in Staten Island that I have seen are primarily Vietnam veterans. As a matter of fact, Richmond County is very well known to have a high concentration of Vietnam
Absolutely, yeah,
veterans,
right.
right? So this is just a little bit of the educational part. So there's two types of cases that I get, primarily when it comes about the Vietnam veterans, right? Actually, 3. Number 1, they never heard about me, right? They heard it from a fellow neighbor, or they just happened to bump into another veteran, right? And that's what we call a original claim, your very first time, right? So when they come to my office, I take the time, the due diligence, and the respect because I'm talking to a fellow family member, another veteran, right?
Right.
You know, I need to know a little bit more about you, right? So there are certain key items that are needed. Number one, if you have your D214, that's great, right? Your medical records, your military records, right? And you're probably asking, why do I need all of this, right? Because again, this is the benefits world. It's complicated, right? And it just needs that level of what we say in the military, paying attention to details, right? Second, the second case that I get a lot is I put a claim in, but they denied me, right? So a lot of veterans just, you know, it's a one and done.
That's it.
Right? One and done, right? Frustrated with the process. I get it. I've been that road too, okay? But it's never the end because like Paul said, we earned it, right? So that's what we call an appeal process,
Right.
right? If the VA has given you an answer, denied, or a rating that doesn't sit well with you, right? And we have a little conversation about it, that's what we call an appeal process. And the third case that I get a lot, it's what we call the DIC, Dependent Indemnity Compensation. Now, these cases are very close to my heart because this is surviving spouses benefits. This is when the veteran has passed away. So imagine a veteran trying to get their benefits for so many years up the hill by themselves, right? And now their surviving spouse comes to my office, right? So I get those are my three primary cases that I see here in Staten Island.
Okay.
And for me, I get all different cases. The most ironic cases that I get is people not aware of mental health. I mean, the older vets, I'm 52. I'll be honest, we were brought up of you're going through something, suck it up and go forward. Find out that I'm starting my job 3 years ago, and mental health is real, especially for Vietnam vets, especially for those that been to combat.
Right.
It's a scenario that they never seen.
Exactly.
So when they coming home, they can't talk to nobody. I have a veteran that he's one of my top choices. He came in, he never knew, a Vietnam vet never knew that he could get help. Bad dreams to this day. Vietnam is over 50 years and he's still having bad dreams. He can't watch war movies. Fireworks, he don't want to be around it. And he came. I have
I know a lot of people like that, and it's a real situation.
I have a lot of clients that come in that are older that are coming in, and because I'm a vet and they're a vet, I talk a certain way. We talk vet talk. What I mean by that is a veteran knows how to talk to each other, especially when you're the same branch.
Right.
Okay? Like, example, he's a CB, I'm Army, Air Force. We know each other because we're military brothers. But I don't know nothing about CBs. But if you're Army and I'm Army, we could last hours joking
Right.
about everything we can. And on that note, I deal with a lot of mental health issues. I deal with a lot of wives not knowing the benefits. And I deal with Vietnam veterans that didn't know that they are like one of the lucky few that if they have that VSM or any services or any ribbon saying that they were in Vietnam, they automatically get VA health services. People don't know that. VA health services depends on income also if you're, newer generation. But if you went to war, especially Vietnam vets, they're automatically in. And that's why a lot of vets that I got with, they didn't know about they could get it. And they were very happy because when they went to the VA, they gave them the wrong answer. You make too much money. You did this. I walk with them, help them with the paperwork, bring them to eligibility. They come back happy. The only thing they want to see is that the veteran health card. They're the happiest person. That little card puts a smile on the most person
Absolutely.
that was done out all their life.
Yeah.
And that's what mostly I do with.
Where are your offices physically located, or do you prefer they call you first?
No, well, so this is what I'm going to say, right? I'm here to help. I don't turn nobody away when it comes to my office, right? However, because as you can probably imagine, it's a very delicate, takes a lot of time, right, to really understand somebody's a veteran's military history, especially from we have several generations of veterans here, by the way, right? In case the audience that doesn't know about it, right? So we have several generations. So I may not be the most astute when it comes to Vietnam era, right? So this is what I'm gonna say. They can come to my office. I'm not turning them away. I'll give him my business card, right? However, it requires an appointment. The best thing to do is call me, right, at 718-447-8787. My office location, right, is in 10 Richmond Terrace, room 313. That is in St. George, across from
The ferry.
the ferry, across from the bus depot,
Right.
across from the SIR, right, the Staten Island train, and there's a few parking lots. So please, there's no reason not to come and see me.
Right.
And what we mean basically is mostly appointments only. If you come into 60 Bay Street, Staten Island Vet Center, what I'll do is I'll bring you in, sit down with you, talk to you, give you some benefit books, explain your benefits, and tell you what you need to do the next time you come to make an appointment. I'll set up an appointment for you to come. And again, my number is 718-816-4499. And anybody can always come. It's an open door policy. The problem is I do a lot of outreach. So I will advise to call or call my office or come and say, I would like to make an appointment with Samuel. And everybody gets an hour for me to help them do everything they can.
Paul, you have any?
The important part here is you the veteran, you the veteran's family need to reach out. You need to do contact to these folks so that they can help you. If you don't reach out, you're going to be alone again, and nobody wants to be alone. That's the important message here. They're here. This is their job. They're fellow veterans. They want to help you. Come and see them, set up the appointment, and get your benefits that you earned.
And we will have them coming back because this is an introductory session, and I'd like to come back and talk a little more in depth in the future, because the veteran out there that's watching this, and I'm hoping it catches fire on YouTube and goes all over the country, they need to do something about it. The bottom line is the clock is ticking. And when the clock is ticking, it's ticking on your life, and you got to get it done. And it's to help you, it's to help your family, and your turn to get it done. They're the guys that can do it. Like I said, Batman and Robin. Okay, who's
Batman.
Robin? He's Batman.
But Ed, if I may, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to give my fellow brothers and sisters out there your very first homework, okay? If you have any intentions to file a claim, right, the best thing you could do right now, is call the VA hotline. The phone number is 1-800-827-1000. Just be very patient, okay? When you have somebody on the line, you want to submit an intent to file. I'm going to say again, you want to submit an intent to file. What an intent to file does is to protect your time. If you call today, right, and let's say we meet 4 or 5 months later, or it doesn't have to be me, by the way, it could be anyone, but at least you have this intent to file in the VA system. When you are ready to put a claim in, the VA will process that claim
Based on the day you submitted the intent.
So that's your first homework.
Well, you've been watching in honor of. I can't thank Tony. I can't thank Sam enough for being here. What you've done is to, really get the word out there. And Paul, as always, thank you. Paul puts this together. He makes it work. You keep watching in honor of. It's our pleasure to bring you the program. We love you. Good day.